Hey everyone, it's Blar, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about using your waypoints faster. So this technique or tip is not really the biggest deal in terms of saving you time while you're trying to speed level or speed run. However, it is something that will incrementally save you time each time you use it, and over repeated uses this can build up. Moreover, if you can't use the hideout trick in town and you have to use the town waypoint a lot, what's going to end up happening is that this trick will be more valuable than it would otherwise be. So, with that being said, what exactly is a fast waypoint? So, typically, one of the issues with running to a waypoint is that we have to wait for the screen to pop up and then we have to choose our destination. We lose a little bit of time each time this happens. Instead, what we can do as trying to be as efficient as possible with it is that we can pre-select our destination and go as soon as we get to the waypoint. However, there are some issues with this. One thing that occurs is if you try and run to this waypoint with the menu already open and you click on the destination that you want to go to as soon as you get to the waypoint, it does not always reliably work. What I mean by that is the following. When I go here, if I click on submerge, it may work, it may not work. I don't know why it works sometimes and why it works other times. So it doesn't work here. Now if I click on a different zone like the ledge, it might work. And it worked there. Why it works for the ledge versus submerged, I have no idea. We can get around this annoying problem by doing the following. Instead of leaving this window open once we've pre-selected our destination, we're going to close it. And then once we get to the actual waypoint, another one of these world interface menus will pop up. And as soon as it does, we just click with our left click and we'll go to the pre-selected destination. So it'll look a little bit like this as I go to the climb. If I want to go back to submerge, same thing. I'll open it, click, and then as soon as that menu pops up, I'll go again. This will always consistently work. One issue you might run into is if you click a little too early, what'll end up actually happening is you'll run off the waypoint and you'll close it. I'm not going to try and repeat that here, but that is something that does happen every once in a while. So, as we go about doing this, you might be wondering, well, how much time does this really actually save me? And I would say probably it saves you about a second each time you do it. And just as a small demonstration, we will run from the start of submerged here. We will use the traditional technique to go to coast. And then as soon as I get to the coast waypoint, I will pause. I'm going to go back to submerge. So this is 7.55. I will sort of go to the start of the entrance. So I have the same baseline. And we'll see how quickly that it takes me to get using the pre-select method. So it's around about a second, a little under a second here. Sometimes this will be less if you're really good at, once you get to the waypoint, if you're not using the pre-select method, at quickly identifying where the location is that you want to go. But you can see that each time you use this, about a second difference can add up, especially since you use waypoints a lot more often than you may initially assume, especially when you go back to town or you're coming back from town after you log out. So with this in mind, this pre-select tip is a nice way to incrementally get yourself a little extra time that you otherwise would be losing. So again, the tip is as follows. When you run to this waypoint, open up your world menu, pre-select your destination, close your world menu, and then once you get to the waypoint and the interface menu opens up again, you just left click and you are at your destination. Remember, if you try and open up the menu and don't close it, what's going to happen is that your pre-selection will not consistently work. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. This is why it's vitally important to, once you have your pre-select, to close the menu again, and then left click once the menu opens once you get to the waypoint. So that's how you fast waypoint. Thanks for watching and hope this helps.